Good evening. I'm taller again, so. Good evening. Are we on? We're going to get started. Excuse me. Are we working? Oh, hello. There we go. Good evening, everybody. Good evening. Welcome to the second installment. Good to see the crowd stuck around. I'm assuming this is because everyone knows exactly what's going on. We're all sweet in the senior space, but it's good to see everyone. It's good to see everyone here. We're gonna skip forward a few things, so there's not a bit of repetition of content because we recognise that majority of you are already here. And of course, if you have any more questions or conversations that need to be had, come and see one of us, and we will be more than happy to point you in the right direction. My name's Cameron Johnson. My role is a senior school coordinator, so I help to look after all grade 10, 11 and 12 at the college. That's a little bit about me. You can see a nice photo with my bald PE teaching bro, Mr. Shumack. Thank you. I feel like I'm young at heart, but old in what I like. I love golf. I love just getting out and having a bit of fun. Oh, welcome. Please come in. You know, there's a bit of a transition happening. While I'm talking, I might get my our senior form teachers to just come up on the stage, and we're going to do a little bit of an intro for those people, so you know their faces. So when you get emails over the year, you'll probably get quite a few emails from me about events, different academic assessment calendars, exam blocks, all that kind of stuff. I help run all that. But over the time, your form teachers will be contacting you. So it's nice to be able to put a face to a name. And if you want to have a chat to them after this, that's awesome. So just to go through a little bit of what my role is. So your first point of contact with the far majority of things is your form teacher, and you'll be introduced to them. But if anything gets a little bit more serious, or if it's something to do with your form teacher or your student, and your student maybe has a safety issue, or you have any concerns about pathways or anything like that, please feel free to contact me directly. All our staff emails are our first and last name combined with no space at acc.edu.au, or give us a call at the college and they can put us straight through. One quick thing which Miss Robbins also talked about, I just want to touch on uniform. The main difference that we have in senior school for uniform is the requirement of a formal hat. So students should at all times in between classes and two classes be wearing their formal hat. That's one of the main differences. Other issues we're seeing, just be aware, please don't encourage your student to get a nose piercing or wear multiple rings or necklaces or anything like that. That is not a part of our uniform standard. And we like to keep things nice and simple in that. As Mrs. Robbins said, but I know there's some new people walked in, on our website, down the bottom right-hand side, there is a parent portal. Very simple link to click, has an amazing array of resources that will help answer probably most of your questions. If you prefer a face-to-face chat or a phone chat, please don't hesitate to do that. Otherwise, we're going to get through and meet some of our form teachers. So first of all, Mr. C.
Hello, that's me. My name's Jake Coxage, also known as Mr. C. You can see my last name. I have many interests. I love being a teacher. I am loving getting into it and getting to know the kids. I've got a really big passion for life and encouraging students in their passion for life. And there's a way to achieve all of their goals, no matter where they're at the moment. And I really love encouraging them to not give up and just keep pushing through and to find what they're passionate about and just keep chasing that no matter what. Yeah, that's me.
Thanks. Mr. Dalroy.
Yes, Mr. Dalroy, look at that.
Oh, favourite.
Hey, not one single kid in my class is here anyway. I'm one of the grade 10 form teachers, and it's a great delight for us to actually be able to marshal those kids from the middle school into the senior school years and get them to raise their game in terms of their effort and attention.
Awesome. Miss Westbrook.
Hi, I'm Caitlin Westbrook. I'm Year 10 form teacher. I also teach Years 9 to 12 English. I love teaching English. I'm really passionate about writing. And I just love opening that up as a way for students to express themselves, get everything that's going on in their heads, just put it down on paper, get it out, and yeah, just a way for them to express themselves.
Awesome. Mr. Underhill.
Thank you. Hi, I'm Sam Underhill. I'm a Year 11 form teacher. I'm really blessed with an amazing group, and I look forward to spending every morning hanging out with those guys. I love my sport. Big game for the Brisbane Heat tonight. I think we're bowling and we need a wicket, so hopefully soon. I wasn't checking the score up the back, by the way. I'm really passionate about working with aspiring athletes, and I really hope that I can play my part in seeing some of your children achieve their hopes and their goals with their sport this year.
Awesome. Mrs. Wilcox. Mrs.
Hi.
Wilcox has been at the college 17 years.
I started working here in 2002.
That deserves a clap. That's awesome.
Thanks. Not teaching all that time. I've done lots of other things. So my name's Simone Wilcox. I love Jesus. I love teenagers. And I love working with kids and watching them transition through those, the middle years and through senior, and watching the maturity and the development come and the light bulb come on in classrooms. I'm a maths teacher, which shows God's sense of humour, because maths was something that I struggled with in school, and I love watching the aha moment on my students when they go, I get that. I'm like, yes. So I think it's such a privilege to be here and to be able to share with your children about the love of Christ, and as well as being part of their educational role, and we partner with you. So please keep us informed, and I'll endeavour to do the same with you.
Awesome. I'm going to speak for Miss Flander, and she's unfortunately unwell. You can tell she's an English teacher because there's a lot of text up there, but I think the only thing you need to focus on is that cute puppy. If you, his name is Cloud, and if you want to start a conversation with her, just ask her about her puppy. But grade teacher and our English coordinator. Mrs. Rodiger.
Hi. So I've just arrived at the school. I've had 10 years dealing with my lovely family, who I love very much, and we've been living very remote. So this is our first time back in the city, so it's overwhelming. I have the lovely Year 12s. We had a great camp. I really enjoyed getting dirty with them, getting to know everybody, and I'm really looking forward to the fact that I can really help them in this pivotal year, moving from being kids to being adults, and it's really important to help them just be able to study, but also stay calm and keep organised, and yeah, just see how they progress throughout that. Yeah.
Awesome. How good is this team? I'm really excited for this year. Thanks, guys. You can head off. Moving on, I am cognizant that we did skim over a bit of Mr. Hughes and student services. I know there was a bit of duplicating, but please know that your students, we want them to feel safe, and if at any point you need help, Mr. Hughes has a great team around him, and if we can find time at the end, we'll try and squeeze you in. I'm just aware of the time, and this is not working for me. Moving on, I think it'll be Mr. Bankston. Mr. Bankston, there we go.
Ooh, Mr. Johnson is significantly taller than me. Hey, good evening. How are we all doing? I will speak very fast as well. So, you're right. This must not be working. Tim, I'm going to need your help. Thank you. Instrumental music. So I get the pleasure of running the instrumental music program here. Hopefully lots of us have already heard about it. So let's go on to the next one, Tim. There's the details up there. Prices. I guess what's really important to you is, for particularly the senior students, is that you know that the lessons, I'm going to try and organise them during form or before school or after school, so that you guys don't miss out on critical learning time during these key, ATAR subject years. So that's something that was really important when we started the program, to make sure that was an option for you guys. All right, Tim. That's fine. We'll skip that one. What I do want to let you know, what instruments are available? Guitar, drums, bass, piano, singing. We also have all the, not all of them, but most of the orchestral instruments. Brass, strings, woodwind, they're all available. We have tutors who can all teach all those. And so I'm super excited about seeing bands come together, even more bands this year. Which leads on to the next one. Now, this is something which I do want to take a little bit more time to explain. Now, I know in senior school there are probably many students who have already been playing music for a very long time. And so we've already got people who are very, very skilled. And so perhaps, and this is something I'd really love to see take off in senior school, and it is senior students getting together with friends, being like, hey, I play piano, you play guitar, oh, we've got a drummer over there. Let's get together a band, let's get with a mentor, and let's record some stuff. I'm really excited about just wanting to see what that pulls together. We have a whole heap of talent here at this school, and we want to be able to offer an opportunity to not only develop that just being an individual musician, but having some musicianship to be able to play together and develop something incredible as a team. If you have any questions, I'll be at the door on the way out. So, this slide. Begin next week. So if you are able to get a form to me tonight or even tomorrow, I'll be able to get you in for the beginning of the program next week. Thank you.
Will it work for me? Thanks, Tim. Oh, it did actually work for me. Nice me. Okay, so I'm Nathan Shumack. For those of you who are coming in just recently, I take care of sports coordinating and the camps coordinating. So I'll quickly talk about camps. I went over time for the last one, and I'll try to be faster this time. So our camps, and I apologise to those of you who are already here, you'll hear the same sort of thing. It is about building culture for our students. Our year 12s in particular always have an awesome camp to start off the year. It has already happened. Yep, it was great. They get to go into mud pits. It was actually a camp that I went on back when I was a student, so I have great stories about that. Feel free to ask me later. But yeah, we go to Emu Gully for grade 12s. Grade 10s is coming up fast. Most of you should have received an email from me. If you didn't, come see me. I've got hard copies of the booklet. CYC Orlando Eco Camp up at Noosa. It is one of our newer ones that we started last year. It is awesome. The one perk about being a camps coordinator is I get to scope out future holiday spots for myself and my wife, and this one is on that list. So it's awesome. We're going to be doing plenty of hiking, bit of kayaking, hopefully some dragon boating, but it is a camp designed to give them a bit of a challenge along the way as well. So it likes to balance a bit of challenging sort of trials and a bit of fun as well. So it is a 2-night camp. Provided at cost, this one is $337. And like I said, you can talk to me about that later if you want. And if you didn't get an email, please contact me or see me after this and I'll get that out to you. Okay, I can pass on through that. And there's that wonderful graphic again for those of you who were here before. Moving on to sport. So for seniors, we have sport and rec on Friday afternoons, which is an applied subject. We're doing basketball this term, which is great. The good news is that with the extra time allocated to coordinating grades 7 to 12 sports, I have more time now to get those friendlies up and happening. I've been organising a grades 10 to 12 rugby league team even this afternoon. So we are looking at really expanding that a lot more as well. We have had a lot of success with basketball with the grade 10s and 12s. We're looking at expanding that, both boys and girls. We've been getting growing turnouts. Friendlies are in the pipeline for that too. And volleyball as well. Volleyball is something I'm looking at trying to take out to other schools with our team because we do have a lot of good players. They do it for HPE, and they also beat us pretty significantly when the teachers play against the students as well. So I suppose that's a good sign, I guess. And that's pretty much everything I just talked about. We are going to have more training sessions. But yes, we'll also have the teacher-student Year 12 comp, but we don't really let them win very often for those ones either. No, we take no prisoners. I don't know. We've got a lot of extra good staff. Yeah, we recruited well.
So that's most of the options that we're going to have. I won't go through them all, but most of the strengths: basketball, rugby league, futsal, and we are looking at entering as many competitions as we can get our hands on this year, usually all-day comps. A Net Branded Cup is now taking up to grade 12 girls as well, which is great. And there's quite a few other futsal comps, soccer comps, and we are looking at expanding cricket a little bit as well. Now we've got Mr. Underhill to head that up. Carnival's coming up. We have the swimming carnival on the 26th. We don't need to worry about the primary. If you have primary students, it is a split carnival now. The primary carnival will take place on the 1st of April. The cross country, which will be all students on the one day, it's a great day out, will be on the 26th of March. And we have the senior athletics carnival on the 18th of June coming up as well. And that's it from me. Mrs. Newell.
Hello. Actually, Mr. Hughes, would you like to do your little bit? Yeah. Because we do have some time. We're not being kicked out yet, are we? No. Excellent. It's good to know. You don't need this? Oh, too late. I've done it now.
You've done it? You found it?
Nearly. Okay, you can... You're doing it backwards. There you go. You're good to go.
There are some people that are hearing this for the third time, so you could probably do it backwards anyway, right? All right, so I have the privilege of belonging to a team of excellent professionals who are dedicated to helping your young people navigate their way through college life. Mrs. Newell said before about how in the middle school one, she spoke about we're a college that invests in the whole child. And I'm not just proud of the fact that I belong to a college that's part of the whole child, but I'm really blessed to be part of a lot of the extra stuff. So I work with the chaplain and talk about the spiritual aspects of your children. I work with the youth worker and we talk about the pastoral issues. I work with the psychologist and we talk about the particular issues facing young people and how a psychologist can help. I get to work with Mrs. Martin, our careers counsellor, and talk about things like work experience and pathways for young people. And I really love education is important. The academics is important. This college holds high standards for academics, but it goes that one step further, and it looks at the whole child and helps them grow into the people that God has for them to be the men and women that God has for them to be. The real question probably on your lips is, how do you access the help? And this is important. For me, the most important way for you to access the help, or the way that the process works best, is if you speak with your classroom teachers, your form teachers. So if you've got an issue you want to access, the learning enrichment team, or the wellbeing team, or the careers team, or the learning support team, you can come direct to us if you like, and that'll work, but we think it works best if you go to your teacher first, keep them up to date with what's happening in your child's life, because they're the one that spends the most time with them, they're the one that needs to know them, they're the one that can look out for things and point us in the right direction and give us assistance in that space. So I would request that your first point of call is your form teacher, then the head of year, head of school, and then us. Of course, if you see us or if it's urgent or whatever, you can come straight to us. That's anybody will help. Right? We want to help here. Everybody will help. But that process, I think, works best if you go teacher, your level coordinator, and heads of school. Thank you for your time.
Excellent. Thank you. Okay. Yeah, okay. Okay, so let's see if we can fast forward. Yep, been here before. Great form teachers. Great instrumental program. I wish I were the camps coordinator. Okay, back. Okay, I just want to quickly wrap up a couple of things. I don't know, previously I used to do the senior night and we would talk a lot about QCE and ATAR and whatever. I'm going to touch on that for like 30 seconds, but I promise you that we'll do more dedicated time for parents to explain those things later in the year, probably around subject selection. There's we have year 10, 11 and 12, and they each have a completely different purpose. We're all aiming in the same direction, but simply put, year 10 is a try and see. We allow students to pick 3 electives in the first unit, 3 electives in the second. They change mid-term 2, and then at the end of unit 3, they begin work in the subjects that they've chosen through their set plans in term 4. And our year 11s finish up with their year 11 program at the end of unit 3, and they start year 12. That is to give us enough time so that in the year where everything really counts in year 12, our students have a whole 4 terms before they get to their external exams. So it's all worked backwards from there. The important thing in year 10 is it's all about working out what your pathway is going to be, so that by the time you get to your set planning in term 3, and parents and students are sitting down with Miss Martin or myself or Mr. Johnson or whoever else we can manage to get part of those meetings, that you guys have an idea already as to where you're going. Year 11 is consolidating. Okay, you've decided on a pathway. It doesn't mean that you always stay exactly on that path. There can be some changing, but it's all about those foundations for year 12, and year 12's a real deal. And it is ultimately transitioning to the student's future beyond the school gates. It's not about being a student forever. It's got to be about, by the end of year 12, the student and the family knows exactly where they're going, and every single pathway is different. And that's really important, because we tend to think, are you on a QCE or an ATAR pathway? There's so many more pathways. All students, however, we are aiming at a QCE, which is a Queensland Certificate of Education. Everything we do is aimed at ensuring they have that by the end of year 12, but not all students get that by the end of year 12, and that's okay too, because they all have an individual pathway. Not all students will get an ATAR, and we'll talk more about that another time, and we'll talk more about what kind of subject choices, etc. It's a little bit complicated, and I don't have the time tonight, but if you do have genuine questions about that and you want to know earlier, make an appointment to see myself or Miss Martin or Mr. Johnson. And I need to wrap up, so I am going to give a shout out to Miss Martin. Wave again, please. Yeah. Miss Martin is our Pathways Officer, and she is excellent at what she does. And if she doesn't know, on those rare occasions when she doesn't know, she will find out. She handles all of our stuff regarding work experience, TAFE and VET pathways, QCE eligibility, set plan changes, subject changes, university, QTAC, all of that. She's amazing. And if your student is looking for someone to talk to about that, Ms. Martin is a really great place to start. Like I said, none of us know everything, but what if we don't know, we will find out. At the end of this, no matter what path, every student should leave our gates with a pathway to the future they and their family have chosen. It's a partnership. It's a partnership between us and you and your student, and everyone needs a voice in that. And I encourage you, if you do nothing else after tonight, please start those very important conversations with your student about where it is they'd like to go. You don't have to decide tonight or tomorrow night, but you need to be having those conversations, because it makes the whole process, it makes engagement and motivation so much easier if you start that earlier rather than later. And I think that might be, yes, the end of what I have to say. So, are there any questions? That's so awesome. Okay, Mrs. Flood, where are we? Are we good? Yes. Cam, would you like to say anything or no? Yes. We might just close in prayer and then call the evening done. How's that? Because we all need how many hours sleep? Perfect. Excellent. We all need to get that. Okay, close your eyes, bow your heads. Lord, thank you for tonight. Thank you for this evening. Thank you for the fact that we can come out and join together. Thank you that COVID is at bay. Thank you that we can actually see real people again. And Lord, I just pray that as we head out tonight, that some of those things that we've heard will really sink in. And Lord, I pray that every student here is able to talk to their parents and their family about what it is that they would like to do long term. And Lord, I pray that as staff, we will be able to support those students in their chosen pathway to the very best of our ability. And Lord, I just ask that you suit a blessing to everyone. In Jesus' name, amen. Thank you all for coming out.